If you've been following my channel in the world of plastic surgery or fashion for any amount of time, then you would know this face. Her name was Jocelyn Wildenstein, widely known as the Catwoman, the Lion Queen, and the Bride of Wildenstein. Now, her distinct facial features, as well as her very public divorce to billionaire art dealer Alec Wildenstein, garnered her a ton of attention throughout the 90s and beyond, both in tabloids, in the news, and honestly just pretty much everywhere. But outside of this, who was she? And did she truly undergo multiple plastic surgeries to look like a lion? Now, prior to her unfortunate recent death, she denied it. Well, in this video, we're going to talk all about the life and the unfortunate recent death of Jocelyn Wildenstein. Jocelyn Wildenstein was a Swiss socialite known for her cosmetic surgery, her extravagant lifestyle, and her love of big cats. Her entire adult life has been lived under the microscope of tabloids and speculation. But there is more to her than just her well-known face. Jocelyn was born in one of the largest cities in Switzerland named Lausanne, where she would spend her summers swimming by a local lake and winters skiing in the mountains. Well, in her late teens, she moved to Paris, France with her then boyfriend, Cyril Piguet, a Swiss filmmaker. And this is where she found her love for glamour and all things fashion. Well, Jocelyn also had a love for Africa, telling New York Magazine that it was an absolute paradise for its sense of adventure and wildlife. And it was actually in Kenya in 1977 where she met her soon-to-be husband on a hunting trip, Alec Wildenstein. Well, Alec was the partial and later full owner of a wildlife conservancy, and he is the heir to a billionaire art dealing business fortune. And on April 30th, 1978, they were married in Las Vegas, Nevada. For the nearly 20 years that they were together, they had a son and a daughter, and they lived an extremely lavish lifestyle. And this lavish lifestyle cost them nearly $1 million a month. A month, seriously. So where did her plastic surgery journey begin and why? Well, Alec had said that both he and Jocelyn got their first plastic surgeries together a year after they got married. And these were his and hers eyelid lifts. Well, Alec said that he stopped getting surgeries then, but Jocelyn became hooked and continued to get more and more and more. And she said that the reason that she kept getting the surgeries was because Alec didn't like to be seen with old-looking people. Well, Alec has always denied that he believed that. Well, Jocelyn alleged that she found her husband cheating on her with a Russian model in one of their homes in New York City, where he supposedly pulled a weapon out on her. Alex was then reportedly arrested and he was ordered to stay away from Jocelyn. Well, their divorce proceedings lasted nearly 2 years, and things went absolutely nuts in the media. They aired a lot of their dirty laundry in court, including Alec's allegation that Jocelyn was a courtesan for Paris's famous brothel owner, Madame Claude, before they met. Well, Jocelyn ended up receiving $2.5 billion in her divorce settlement, although that amount has been rumored to be as high as $3.8 billion. And she would receive $100 million each year for the following 13 years. But there was a catch. The judge ordered that Jocelyn was not allowed to use any of the money for cosmetic surgery or procedures. How is that fair? Well, after the massive divorce that launched her into the public eye, she remained there thanks to her appearance and her rumored plastic surgeries. Now, after several procedures over the years, Jocelyn's face earned her the public nickname of Catwoman. And honestly, she didn't necessarily dislike being called that. She has, however, insisted that some of her facial features are actually natural. She claims she hasn't really gotten much plastic surgery throughout her life and blames Alec for what she calls rumors. She told Vanity Fair, "The lynx has perfect eyes. If I show you pictures of my grandmother, what you see are those eyes, cat eyes and high cheekbones." She has claimed recently that her features come from her Swiss heritage and not from plastic surgery. Did you know that when you combine the antioxidants vitamin C and E, they work synergistically to fight free radicals? Not only does the serum contain both vitamin C and E, but the vitamin C is highly concentrated and stabilized. It also contains moisturizing ingredients like hyaluronic acid and jojoba oil. So if you're looking for a powerful antioxidant serum, then the Youn Beauty CE Antioxidant Serum is for you. To check out the CE Antioxidant Serum, go to younbeauty.com or click the link in the caption below. Well, I'm not her doctor, but to my eyes, and I'm sure yours, these changes do not appear to be natural. Well, after her divorce, Jocelyn continued to live a heavily lavish lifestyle, burning through money, and eventually filed for bankruptcy in 2018, claiming she had no money in her bank account at all. And yes, she started out with billions. Well, in June 2023, Jocelyn told The Telegraph that her lack of funds was due to being cut off from her massive divorce settlement, which she alleged had been completely cut off for the past 8 years. Well, interestingly, she and the fashion designer Lloyd Klein, whom she had been with since 2003, said that they planned to create a documentary series about her life, and he wanted to star Jennifer Lawrence as a young version of Jocelyn. Then in November of 2024, Jocelyn gave an interview to The Sun where she stated, "I haven't had plastic surgery. I'm scared of what can happen and I don't like to have something heavy. Sometimes it is a bit heavy and terrible." Well, in regards to Botox, she claimed, "I don't like the Botox. I've had the Botox only twice. I don't know if I'm allergic, but when I had it, it did not go well with me. It was not a good result. My face swelled up." She's also stated that she wasn't a fan of fillers either. Unfortunately, Jocelyn Wildenstein passed away on December 31st, 2024. Klein told People magazine that Jocelyn unfortunately passed away in her sleep while she took a nap. Now, she had been suffering from phlebitis, and this is an inflammation of the veins, often of the legs. Klein said, "We had a nice happy hour the same night, and we were getting ready for the new year, and we took a little nap just to look good before getting dressed. Because of her phlebitis, the legs were very, very swollen, and the blood was blocked, and there was no oxygen in the brain. And we were having a nap, and when I wake up, I said, 'Jocelyn, we have to wake up, we have to get dressed.' And she was cold, and she was dead." He went on to say that they'd celebrated a beautiful holiday together and that Wildenstein had been in impeccable health before her death. Well, Klein said that Jocelyn died of a pulmonary embolism, and this is where a blood clot travels to the heart and prevents the blood from getting oxygenated. It can cause a person to die almost instantly. Jocelyn truly led a fascinating life. May she rest in peace. Well, if you enjoyed Jocelyn's story, then you will love the epic story of Mary Magdalene. No, not the woman from the Bible, but the plastic surgery addict who had one of her massive implants pop, leaving her with the biggest uniboob of all time. You've got to see her story right up here. And remember to eat real food, use clean skincare, and auto-juvenate before you operate.